Kazuyoshi, King Kazu, Miura is still going at 55. Here are the world's oldest professional soccer players. The oldest active professional footballer in the world, the venerable Kazuyoshi Miura, extended his record this week when he came off the bench to help seal a victory for Japanese side Suzuka point-getters. Miura, affectionately known as King Kazu in Japan, was introduced as a late substitute in a 1-0 win for the aptly named point-getters at the grand old age of 55 years and 225 days, thus beating his own record. His Highness entered the fray in the 76th minute in what proved to be a narrow victory over Craiocao Shinjuku at the newly rebuilt National Stadium in Tokyo. The game was played in front of 16,218 fans, which also constitutes a new record for the Japanese Football League, 4th tier. "I'm grateful to have played in the best atmosphere possible, and feel proud," Miura told reporters after the game. Miura left Yokohama FC at the tender age of 54 to move to Suzuka on loan back in January. He immediately became the oldest player in the squad by 19 years at the point-getters, who just so happened to be managed by the veteran striker's older brother, 57-year-old Yasutashi Miura. Kazu had previously spent 16 years on the books at Yokohama FC, celebrating both his 40th and 50th birthday with the club, but left following their relegation to J2 League. Now, in his 37th campaign as a professional, which has taken in playing stints at Genoa in Italy, Dinamo Zagreb in Croatia and Sydney FC in Australia, he remains as committed as ever. "Having got the chance to play at a place like this, I'll be staying humble and keep going without forgetting the hunger," he said. Of course, there are myriad examples of superannuated footballers who simply refused to quit playing the game they love and instead kept on plugging away into the 40s, 50s, 60s and, in some exceptionally rare cases, beyond. With the rigors on their body comparatively lesser, goalkeepers tend to fare better when it comes to extended careers, but there are several exceptional instances of outfield players carrying on well into their footballing dotage. Teddy Sheringham is the oldest outfield player ever to appear in the Premier League when, aged 40 years and 272 days, the former England striker turned out for West Ham United against Manchester City in December 2006. This came just 4 days after Sheringham became the Premier League's oldest goalscorer when he notched a consolation goal for the Hammers in a 2-1 defeat at Portsmouth, aged 40 years and 268 days, a record that still stands to this day. There are 7 outfielders who feature in the top 10 of oldest footballers to have appeared in a competitive professional division, with Sheringham actually being the youngest. Rivaldo is next on the list, having also eked out the meandering latter stages of his career into his mid-40s. Indeed, the former Barcelona midfielder clocked up the final competitive appearance of his career for Brazilian club Mogi Mirim at the age of 43 years and 117 days. Zé Roberto played his last pro game for Palmeiras in 2017, aged 43 years and 173 days, having earlier represented Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Next up is Bosnian striker Aleksandar Duric, who spent so long playing in Singapore that he eventually qualified to play for them at international level. The striker spent the final 4 years of his career playing for Tampines Rovers, making his final appearance aged 44 years and 85 days. A former teammate of King Kazu's, Japanese legend and set-piece specialist Shunsuke Nakamura is still plugging away in J2 League with Yokohama FC at the age of 44 years and 109 days. Nakamura enjoyed an incredibly successful spell with Celtic in the mid-2000s before returning home to Japan in 2010 to sign with Yokohama F. Marinos before ultimately moving to their crosstown neighbors Yokohama FC in 2019.